Welcome to the warm-up live. This is the place to be for all the build-up ahead of today's London derby against Millwall. We're over here in the West Stand. I'm going to give you a big old wave from over here. And I'm delighted to say that joining me are two men that I never let leave my socially distanced side. It is, of course, the ambassador, Marcus Gayle, and a man that's played for both these teams, Brentford women's gaffer, Karleigh Osborne. How are you both?
All good, Stu. All good.
All good. That's what I see. Ambassador, you came to both our games last week, which was really nice of you. Get your pundit hat on. 3-word review of my performance.
I would say, what would I say?
I don't know.
Strong, disciplined performance.
Strong, that means didn't do anything, really, didn't it?
The middle of the park, well,
Yeah, that means did nothing. Karleigh, women's back in action last Sunday. Not the result you would have been hoping for, but back again tomorrow, back stronger.
Back stronger. It wasn't the result we wanted, but got a little bit of rustiness out and back tomorrow.
Well, look, we'll be giving you all the build-up to today's game from now through to 12:10, when it'll be time to join Mark Burridge, Mick Cabell and the Ambassador on iFollow for co-coms on the game. But don't worry, we're not just going to be talking about what we done last weekend for the rest of the show. We'll be going deep into that Preston win last weekend, and what a performance it was. And the man of the match from that game, Tariq Fosu, I caught up with him in the week to discuss his performance that day. And I asked him, has he ever played that position? Because he was unreal, wasn't he, lads?
Yeah, he had an air of freedom about him as well.
Yeah.
Freedom to go and express.
So we'll be talking about that and the game. Not only that, of course, in this fixture last season, saw that unbelievable comeback against Millwall. From 2-0 down, we turned it around to 3-2. So we got Josh De Silva and David Raya to have a little watch back on that game and relive those emotions once again. And of course, we will be doing all the build-up to this game over there in the sunshine. I cannot wait for it. So when I spoke to Tariq, I said to him, I need something to give away to you lot at home this week. And he obliged. He got me this signed FIFA card that Karleigh's going to show off to you guys now. Ben's going to get a lovely little shot of this. So basically, if you want to win this card, you need to just comment below or on socials what your favourite ever Brentford comeback is. At the end of the show, we'll look back and we'll pick one lucky winner at random and reveal who's won that shield on the warm-up at 6 p.m. next Friday. Some of you have got in contact already. Let's have a little look. The Ghost Returns has gone for Burton away. And we can see this goal, obviously, from Jota in that fixture where we were 3-1 down at half-time. We can see it here now. And we turned it around to 5-3. Classic. That reminds me of that Jota finish away at Fulham that time. Lots of you been going for that one. Pat Donnelly's gone with the FA Cup comeback away at Southampton. That obviously the iconic image of Sodji at the back post hanging up. Dan McGee and Kirk BT have gone for Southampton's rivals, Pompey, back in 2013. Obviously Clayton Donaldson scoring the winner in that one that we can see here. Lovely through ball. Love this little dink finish from Clayton. That was a little trademark from Clayton, wasn't it? That goal kept our automatic promotion hopes fully alive. We won't go into how that ended because I think we all remember what happened there. But obviously, loads of you have been getting in contact. Keep them coming. It might even be a draw. I remember, obviously, the Ipswich draw, Tarkowski last minute. Loads of you saying Fulham at home and Fulham away. Neil's header, obviously, in the last minute. Keep them coming in, and you could win that Tariq Fosu FIFA card on next week's show. Should we get into some team news, boys? Should we have a little look? These are the lineups for today. Brentford unchanged from last Saturday. So Raya in goal, Ethan Pinnock, Norgard and Janssen at centre-halves, with Roslev and Mbomo at wing-back. Midfield of Jensen and Vitali and Tariq, with Ivan and Marcus Force up top. Millwall, they've gone for Bilikowski in goal. Murray Wallace, Cooper, Jed Wallace, Malone, Pearce, Kiftenveld. Ryan Woods returning against his old club. Mason Bennett, McNamara and Evans. Lads, no changes, no real surprise there, is it, Karleigh?
More of the same today.
Yeah, Ambassador, what did you make of the new formation?
I loved it. It gave everyone a lot of freedom to express, as I said about Tariq in that position. But the main part was at the back, where Christian has slipped in between the two centre-halves, and he was operating as a sweeper at times and also stepping into midfield, so it gave us a lot of flexibility. Well,
we're going to get on to the kind of the details of that movement to put Christian in there. This is what we call fluid, isn't it, Karleigh? Because it was a 3-5-2, but sometimes we saw it was a 3-1-4-2, then it's a 3-4-1-2, and that's what it allowed us to do, be fluid, isn't it?
Yeah, it did, and the rotation was fantastic, and that's what allowed Brentford to go and score all them goals. You know, it was a beautiful game to watch, some fantastic play within it, but the system just seemed to work really well for everyone.
Tariq had the time of his life in that 8, didn't he, Marcus?
Yeah, he did. He's got great movement anyway. He pulls people out into positions that they don't want to really defend against him, and he maximised that opportunity last week. Great ability on the ball, great touches. I love how he can do like a quadruple sort of step over, something like this. Yeah, you know, he's just playing with a lot of freedom, which is great for him.
He stood it up like we just said about that Soji goal at Southampton. And this was also a system that managed to fit in Marcus Forss and Ivan Toney. We've spoken about this a couple of times this season. Some fans have said they'd like to see it as well. Well, they both obviously got on the score sheet, as we're going to see here. What does this give you, Karleigh, having those two up top?
I think it offered a lot of support for Ivan. Gives him a little break of trying to occupy the two centre halves and things like that, and it gives defenders something else to think about as well with Marcus Forss in there, because you know he wants to run in behind. His movement's fantastic. He's electric, and he's also a fantastic finisher. So it caused more of a problem for the other team.
When you played up front, did you like playing in a 2?
Yeah, I love playing in a 2. When you play as your own, you have to be extremely dominant. And if it ain't your day, then you're going to struggle at times. But when you got a 2 up there, you know your partner up there can take some of that pressure while you recover and then maybe change over. So it's a benefit.
Sergi finds himself on the bench today, but if he does come on off the duty, it'll be 200 appearances in a Brentford shirt. The Sergi story, it's a bit of a love story, isn't it? It's the Brentford love story with Sergi Canos, isn't it, Karleigh?
Yeah, it is. He's been fantastic since he's come here. He went away, come back, and he's gone from strength to strength. So it's great to have him here. He's a fantastic player, and when he comes on, he'll be ready to perform.
Fans love him. You love him as well, don't you?
The emotion in that goal that we've just seen, one of the rare games we've had here with a few fans in it, it summed up the connection between Sergi and the fans and vice versa.
So 200 up for Sergi if he comes on. Do you know how many you boys got?
I thought it was 186, but I got told it was 76. I tried to sneak 10 more in.
I told you unused sub appearances don't count. Yeah. Ambassador, 2-3-1 for you. So Sergi's coming for you. You're a bit worried about that?
No, I've retired.
Well, Sergi's goal on Saturday was his 31st in those 199 appearances. Let's have a little look back at that and the rest of the action.
I don't know which way is home, and I don't know where you're going, but I want to come with you. I've been too busy chasing you around to fall out of love with you. When all your cards are on the table, I've got nothing else left to lose. So come and put your money where your mouth is. I'll offer someone else better than you.
What a difference a week makes. Make sure your mic was back on there,
It's
didn't
on
you?
this time. I had to double check it, make sure it's on.
That felt like watching us back at our best, didn't it, Karleigh?
Yeah, it did. It was fantastic. It was, obviously, listen, it was a great result, one that was needed, plenty of goals, but just some beautiful football in that as well.
Marcus, as you and I were walking off that pitch in Chiswick where I put in, what did you say, a strong, disciplined performance, big me up a bit more next time, mate. We saw the team news come in. We didn't really know where we were who was playing where, did we?
Yeah.
Christian and Pontus apparently went up to Thomas and said, I think 3 at the back might work. I don't think anyone would have expected Christian to be one of those 3, would they, Marcus?
I think if he's in the conversation, he's got to be part of that move at the back as well. So, but he worked so well with it because, as I said earlier, he can step forward 5-10 yards to add numbers into midfield when we're in good possession, and if we're under a bit of pressure, he slips back into that natural back 3.
Well, we're going to go into that in a bit, but how much influence do you think that decision to bring him into the back 3 had from Thomas?
It's a big move. It's a bold move. It shows you that there's a respect between obviously the coach and his players, and he trusts them wholeheartedly.
And Karleigh, Marcus kind of touched on it there about what it gives us. It's all about creating triangles on the pitch, isn't it? Why is that important to create triangles on a football pitch?
It's important. Listen, there's loads of different angles. It's hard for teams to pick up. It helps you in terms of the options you have on the ball, and it helps create overloads in certain areas. And you know, you saw that in the game. And I think it was fantastic. You know, with Christian playing a little bit deeper, he's capable of playing those killing passes even from that angle. But also, it's harder for teams to pick him up.
Exactly that. And look, it's interesting you said that about getting him on the ball, because last week we sat here and we said about the Huddersfield game where Christian was a marked man and he couldn't get on the ball. So in this clip we see from a goal kick, because that's where it was a problem a lot of the time. Christian's picked up the ball from David, and we see it here, we've paused it, and these are the triangles we're talking about, right? He's got 5 players around him creating these 5 triangles. So basically, if Evans goes to Christian, we can go to David. If he goes to David, I take it that's where we then go to Christian. And in that instance, we've gone back to David. But it brings me on to another thing here where this helps, isn't it? Because if, like we see, the press has gone on to Christian, we've seen it a lot of times here in the away games. They're pressing David as well. And that means he's under pressure when he gets that ball and he's putting it out to touch. Or worse still, we've conceded that way from this. So is it double? It's not just we're bringing Christian onto the ball. If he is still marked, we're freeing David up and we can start again from there.
Yeah, definitely. You know, David's good enough to play some fantastic passes. We've seen it all season. But you can see there from the clip, you know, the overload is massive. It's a 6v4 there. And teams don't want to press that high, especially against Brentford, who they know have the capabilities of playing around them.
Well, it wasn't just in goal kicks that we did this. We're going proper Monday Night Football here. We've got another clip here where we see Pontus gets the ball. And you see Christian here points exactly where he wants it. So he's breaking ahead of the back line here as a midfielder. Quick ball into Jensen. He plays into Vitali. And we can start our attack again with Ethan. In this second clip, we highlight Christian again. Pushes well on beyond the back 3. And he's highlighted here. The Preston lad can either stay with Christian, like he does, or press Pontus. So if he goes to Pontus, we go to Christian. But that creates a space, and Pontus goes, well, I'll take that space, and we build the attack with Tariq. Here we see it again. A little drop of the shoulder from Christian into that space. The Preston lad then presses David, and then we see Christian get on the ball. It's exactly what we were talking about there. The player has to go to one, doesn't he? He has to either go to Pontus or Christian, or he has to go to David or Christian each time, and it creates that space so we can build those attacks that we haven't been able to build recently. But I imagine, Karleigh, not anyone can do that. Not anyone can be Christian there. Do you have to be a certain type of player to break that line from the back 3? Because I've not seen many centre-backs do that.
Yeah, you do. You have to be, a fantastic footballer. You have to have a really good footballing brain and real good vision. And he's got all of those in abundance, as we know. And it just goes to show how clever of a player he was, because they've obviously gone in and had a conversation about it because of what happened in the game before. The managers trusted in what they said, and look what's come out of it. You know, we've gone and had a really strong performance and given some great new ideas.
And it let us start those attacks with tempo, Ambassador, didn't it? And we saw it for the first, really, didn't we?
Well, it creates a lot of space and it gives us time on the ball. Instead of being pressured high up in our bottom third, it alleviates that pressure from us. We can retain the ball in a much more comfortable way and build those attacks.
And talking attacks, for the first goal, I love this reaction from Thomas to the first goal. We'll see it, Brian's goal. Great ball from Tariq into Mads. Ball across both wing-backs linking up. And get on Thomas's reaction here when he's going round with his staff in the dugout area. Ambassador, this is almost like he's going, that's exactly what we worked on, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's training ground going into performance.
As you just said, that's worked on the training ground. They've probably done that in the warm-up as well, in terms of the general play, getting both wing-backs into the box, one's crossing, one's finishing. That's the perfect scenario.
Ambassador, Karleigh, in that instance, we score from it, right? But obviously there's going to be times we don't and we lose possession. So what happens then?
It's about getting back into position as quick as you can, people covering areas and spaces, and delaying the opposition, obviously attacking as quick as they can. And I think they've done that well. I think that there was a real understanding. You can tell that they've worked hard at that on the training ground that week, because there was a real understanding of when the ball was lost, where people need to be.
Well, look, Brian obviously scores the goal there, but he also, I think actually that system suited him really well. He had a lot of grass to run into. But he did his bit defensively, didn't he, boys, as well, as we're going to see from this clip. Karleigh, what's he done well here?
Firstly, he's got back in at the back stick. He's used his body really well. He hasn't gone and had to win the header necessarily, which is going to be tougher for him, but he's just had a great awareness to use his body. The attacker can't get a clear header on it, and it falls into the keeper's hands.
That's it. You don't always have to win the tackle or win the header. Like, he will go, oh, he's not really done anything there, but he's done enough, hasn't he?
He's done the basics. The ball didn't go in the back of the net, and that's his job description in that phase of play.
What else did you love about the performance? You really loved it, I know, because you messaged me.
Yeah, I do like the three at the back. It gives us a lot of space. Players can free themselves up, and it's very hard to defend against. You can't really set yourself in a defensive mode, and particularly how Christian played as well, where he was going 10 yards in front. The centre forward, he probably didn't know who to mark at times or where to mark, and that was the blessing in disguise with that formation.
I loved this Sergi goal. I'll tell you why I loved it. Broadcast have done him injustice here. That touch from Ivan, out of hand, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That was so good. I mean, we talk about his goal scoring, but he can do bits like this as well, can't he, Karleigh?
He can, and we've seen that this season. You know, his goal scoring has been fantastic, but also he's able to provide for players. He brings people into play, and that's what's fantastic about him, especially as a centre forward. When we play the ball into him, he does bring other people into play and causes problems for teams.
He did. He laid it on a plate for Sergi. No keeper in the world was going to save that. Not even Cal the Dragon. And speaking of which, he features in The Sting this month, our monthly show for our junior bees. It's a great watch for everyone, though. Don't take my word for it. Have a little look at this tease.
Welcome to The Sting, our monthly show dedicated to our junior bees.
Here they are.
And what do you love most about being a goalkeeper?
Commanding people, because I'm a captain.
Very vocal then.
I'm very, very good at command of area.
Steven Gerrard is gonna go midfield. I remember I played against him. It was only in a friendly once, but like you could just see he was like head and shoulders above everything else out there, and he was just he's like a legend of the game.
The best thing about being a defender is and obviously getting up set pieces and scoring goals is always a big part as well.
That is a great watch. Make sure you catch that on the Brentford YouTube channel. Great work, Lukey. And now today's game sees us partner with Amnesty International for the Football Welcomes campaign, a campaign that is running for the whole of April. And I'm delighted to say that I'm joined by Brentford Community Manager and all-round top guy, John Burr. How are you, mate?
I'm good, thanks.
Thanks for coming down and chatting to us. Tell us about this Football Welcomes campaign.
Yeah, so Football Welcomes is Amnesty UK's campaign for the whole of April. It runs across the country. The real focus for Amnesty is to raise awareness for players that are celebrating their contribution for football. One of the other key points is the community work that football really brings people together. So it's looking at refugees coming to this country, being welcomed to communities, and how the power of football can really bring people together.
And I guess that is a big thing, isn't it? Because these people are maybe coming, they haven't got many friends in the community, and I think we underestimate that. I've got some of my best friends from sport and from football, and that's what this is doing, right?
Exactly that. Yeah, we've got families coming across, individuals coming across to this country from persecution, from war zones, etc. And it really helps them to settle into a community. It helps them, understand the culture, the language barriers, and as you said, make friends and friends for life, really, and really help them settle.
So what are Brentford, what are we doing as a club specifically?
So as a club, we work predominantly really with our community sports trust. So they're out in the community at the moment across Hounslow, Ealing, lots of other sessions. They engage with lots of young people as well. And lots of those people within the sessions have refugee status. So they're working through workshops in education, they can gain qualifications. A lot of it is sport and fitness, so they'll be able to play football, but they do things like gymnastics, ultimate frisbee, lots of different sessions with them. And it's really basically giving them a great experience, pick up some qualifications. That's the key thing.
And the boys are going to be wearing these T-shirts as star of Memo, Karleigh Osborne, is going to be showing off to the Football Welcomes refugees. Show us the back as well. There's something on the back in there.
Not used to the T-shirt one, that's why.
Make sure you can see it. I love that. Is that going after this? Can I have that?
You can have that one, yeah?
Yeah, I took the Beast of Development one from
Yeah,
last week.
it's a small, so it should just about get into.
Just about,
yeah.
maybe. Might get over my massive head. John, where can people find out a little bit more about this campaign and the work that Amnesty do?
So we'll be putting stuff onto the website next week in terms of the story. Amnesty UK's website straight away, but also if you want community engagement ideas or you're interested in anything, it can go to ce@brentfordfccst.com, which is the community engagement email address for the trust, and you can get all the information direct from them.
Superb. Thanks very much for joining us, John.
No problem.
That is, of course, we're partnering with the guys for this fixture. And in the fixture last season, saw one of the most dramatic comebacks Griffin Park has ever seen as we came back from 2-0 down to win 3-2. I'm not going to ruin the rest. You know how it went. And here's Josh Da Silva and David Raya reliving that match.
I think that's one of the best games the best feeling you have.
Yeah.
Like, coming down from 2-0 in the last 10 minutes. I remember this game. We got back to the game after 2-1 down in the last 10 minutes, right? It was that one, right?
It was 2-0 down, mate.
2-0? Yeah, 2-0 down, and then we won 3-2 in the last minute. Ollie scored the winner.
Can't be forgetting about my goal, mate.
What?
Can't be forgetting about my goal.
Oh,
Yeah, Nikos the post.
Oh, this is the game Nikos got injured.
Yeah.
That Ollie started out wide.
Oh, the pen.
Oh, the penalty. Ollie missed the pen,
And Saeed and Ollie fought of it.
Fought for it, yeah.
Oh. To be fair, that pen wasn't bad.
Yeah, no, it's a good save.
Oh.
Offside.
Ah,
that was I forgot about that. I don't know what happened. I can't remember. Oh, deflection. You see, deflection. It goes through my legs.
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I can't lie. There was a few bodies, but.
Nah, it took a deflection from Pontus.
We were standard, right? Respect for me.
Nah, I think if he doesn't take a deflection.
What's this? 1-0 half time?
1-0 half time. Yeah, the thing what Thomas said was we need to be more aggressive. It's a London derby. We 1-0 down, and we need to go out there second half to show them what we're capable of and smash them basically. It worked out the last 10 minutes of the game. Cross it.
Oh yeah, offside.
Offside.
It's so late though.
I know.
What
I can't remember the second goal.
Was it a pen? It was a pen, wasn't it? Yeah.
There we go. Cherries.
Yeah.
There's the pen.
Yeah.
What? Forgot about this. He just let his leg down there.
Nah, bro, I can't lie. If that was against us, we would be screaming all over for that. I'm not gonna lie to you. He literally rugby tackled him back. We would be screaming for that.
We would, but it's not us, is it?
Yeah, cheers. That's a good point. It's not us.
Against us, it's not a pen. For us, it's 100% a pen.
Oh, who's that? Who's that coming on?
There he is. Game changer.
Yeah.
What did you come for?
I think it was Christian.
Christian.
Oh, good flip. Good
again.
Oh, what a save that is.
Oh, that was Joel, right?
Yeah.
That was a hell of a save.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. 2-1. Good finish. Bottom corner.
Watch them bang us forward.
That's how you do it, right?
I know you would know.
Huh?
I said you would know.
You know I say that because I know you. Because I know you.
Bad guy, you know.
I'll give you that. It's a great finish.
I think we had, what, 4 minutes normal time? Just get the ball forward.
Oh, Brian, what a finish. Great deflection, top bin.
Bro,
We'll take it.
We'll take it all day.
We do. Oh, this is the ball. There we go. Come on, Julian. He literally hurt me. I had like a big scratch on my shoulder. Here we go, Jules.
You gotta love this guy, you know.
Yeah, Julian. That's why I spare for my centre back, you know. Looking after the keeper, of course. So I was wasting a little bit of time to get my arm back to normal, and I was getting thrown like 20p's and 50p's.
Sorry, but what a switch that was, by the way.
Sorry.
Oh my days. What a switch that was, by the way. And I tried to get my head on it.
Goal! There we go.
Look at me, Chase Ollie. Look at me.
You can't catch him, mate. You can't catch him. He's too fast. Look at me.
I know. That bit is so funny, you know. When I'm chasing
I was so happy that game. I think that's one of the best games the best feeling you have.
Yeah.
Like coming down from 2-0 in the last 10 minutes, and winning 3-2.
Yeah. Look, I tried to head it. Me, head the ball.
No chance. You're the only player that you get smaller when you head the ball.
Why didn't you join us? Where are you going?
Because I was celebrating with the fans. You know, like, because that happened with the Bros, so I was just celebrating with the away fans. It was a mad game, to be fair.
I think it's probably one of the best games I've played in after. It's got a hat-trick.
Like, the feeling after it was... Sorry, Mr. Hat-trick. Sorry.
Nah, but not every game you win 7-0, you know.
No, of course.
No, but this is definitely up there,
No, it has to be. 100% the best feeling last season.
Yeah. Come on, boys.
After a win.
Go again Saturday.
Lads, I've got a confession. We're going to see Ollie's goal here because I didn't. It's a good job we can see Ollie's goal here because I didn't see it. I had to leave this game early, but I had work. I had to go to
That's
work.
poor.
Excuses,
That's poor,
excuses.
It is poor, but I got to hear the roar. I heard it all because
That
I
don't
was
count.
halfway home and I heard it all on the way to the train station. What a comeback it was. We've been asking you guys what your favourite ever Brentford comeback is for a chance to win this Tariq Fosu FIFA Shield. Loads of you have been getting involved, mainly a lot of you saying I've got a dead fade. Thanks for that very much. You know, I've been waiting 6 months to get a haircut and you've all gone too fitted on me. Thanks very much. Anyway, don't worry, it hasn't affected me at all. Jakey BFC 35, he's gone for the New Year's Eve comeback against MK Dons that we can see here. Leon Legg popping up at the back post. 2 bites at the cherry, loved that off the crossbar, played a little 1-2, he knew what he was doing. Unbelievable in the air, wasn't he, Leggy? And that absolute scenes on toast in the Ealing Road, and a happy new year to everyone. Robert Trand has gone for Bradford, 4-3, loved that. Nathan Elder, wasn't it? Unbelievable scenes. Rory J. McCartney's gone outside the box. I like this a lot, he's thought about it. He's not gone for a game, he's gone for Sam Saunders returning, not you boys returning. He's gone
Cheers, mate.
Saunders. But I'm going to go for you boys returning, because if it weren't for you boys returning, I probably wouldn't be doing this. Have you got a favourite comeback quickly before going to Tariq?
Not off the top of my head. My memories are way back, so can't really remember too many games where we had to come back and win matches, to be fair.
Karleigh?
I've got one I just about remembered, heading too many balls, so lost a bit of memory, but it will be the Brentford Hull City Cup game, which was the start of a wonderful cup run.
I'm not calling that one a comeback. You were just 1-0 down. That ain't a proper comeback. It was like ages. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that.
Always negative, Stu.
Must be the trim.
Like I say, thanks for getting involved. We will be looking back through the social comments and we'll be picking a winner next week on the warm-up, 6 p.m. Friday night, to win a Tariq Fosu FIFA card. And speaking of Tariq, I had a little chat with him in the week, and now you lot can see it. Roll it, Dan.
3, 2, 1.
Tariq, how's it going, mate?
All good, thanks. All good, thanks. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. We've got to talk about Saturday.
Yeah.
Mate, you look like you're enjoying yourself out there.
Yeah, I did, to be fair. Different position, obviously, but I thought I'd done really well, to be fair. I enjoyed it. And it was a massive win as well for us.
Like I say, you look like you were enjoying yourself, but you've had a couple of times this season where you've not been in the side. And I imagine it'd be really easy to get your head down and kind of not moping around the place, but anytime I've been around here, you've had a smile on your face, you've been bubbly.
Yeah.
Like, how have you kept that positivity?
It's been difficult, you know. I think, obviously, it's part of the game, you know. I think there's always going to be ups and downs, and I think it's just coming in every day, trying to train hard, and you know, like when you do get opportunity, like I did, it's about, you know, influencing the game and trying to be as positive as you can, really.
And one thing is, you're really, really popular with the fans. We know that. How much does that help you in those situations?
Yeah, it's massive, you know, to have the support from the fans. Like, as a player, I think it helps me massively, knowing that they believe in me, you know. So I think that gives me an extra push as well. You know
Look, let's talk about Saturday in a bit more detail. New position for you. Well, it's one that we haven't seen you in. Had you played there before?
Not really. I played there a few times when I was younger at Reading, in academy, but not really, to be fair.
Mate, seriously, because you wouldn't have thought that. Like, I'm not just saying it because you're in. Loads of people have said this, that You look like you were, like you say, enjoying yourself, but you were playing with that flair, but also the intelligence of someone that had played in that role for a long time. How much time had you had on the training ground in the position?
Only a few days, to be fair. Yeah, a few days, but to be fair, I've always kind of thought I could play there, but it's just knowing the defensive role and stuff like that, and it's obviously the gaffer trusts me to play me in that position, and obviously he's done really well, to be fair.
What did he kind of say to you that he wanted from you?
Just getting on the ball and stuff. To be honest, as a winger anyway, he wants me to come in to the midfield and get on the ball and stuff, so it was kind of like similar to that, to be fair.
And you see, like, when I play Saturdays, I turn up, and in my head I'm going, I'm going to play a little bit like Christian Norgard. Never happens, right? Is there anyone that you were like, I'm going to try and play a little bit like someone in particular, or?
A little bit, to be fair, a little bit. And Ndombele.
Really? Yeah.
I'm a big fan of him, to be fair.
Love that.
Yeah.
What do you like about him?
Just how good he is on the ball, you know, like manipulating the ball, passing. Yeah, just skill, mate. Pure skill, mate.
And look, we also saw that link up again. Spurs have got Son and Kane.
Yeah.
United used to have Cole and York. We've got Tariq and Ivan, haven't we?
Yeah.
We saw the link up again.
Yeah.
Why do you think that connection works so well with you guys?
I think is the relationship we have, you know, like, I think comes from training, to be fair. A lot of the time in training, we're on the same teams and stuff like that, you know, and we kind of like connect well and kind of look for each other. I know what he kind of wants as a winger, like, well, when I played wing and stuff like that, I know he kind of lacks the back stick. Yeah,
hanging it up.
Yeah, I don't want to
give it away.
Yeah, don't want to give it away, but yeah, he's always said he says he wants the ball in specific areas, and I know he's going to finish it, so obviously good.
You're close off the pitch as well, aren't you?
Yeah, good pass.
Share the same barber?
Nah. He's got a different one. He copied me, by the way.
He copied you? Have you seen Austin Powers? Like Austin Powers and Mini-Me?
Yeah.
It's like that. So he copied you?
Yeah, he copied me.
So you said, oh, I'm going to get this, and then he got it, yeah?
Yeah. I said that. I showed him a picture, and then he's going to go.
No, he went and got there first.
I'm joking.
I'm getting my trimmed Friday.
Yeah.
What should I go for?
Short back and sides?
Yeah? I ain't got it in me, have I, for yours? No. I'll stick with that, and I'll come back next week, short back and sides.
Yeah.
But mate, top man, cheers for your time.
Yeah, no problem.
Should have taken his advice and gone short back and sides, shouldn't I, instead of the fade, because I'm getting hammered on socials.
Hey, it looks good on you, though.
Thanks, mate. I'll take that. I look like a Siamese cat, I think, on the sides, don't I? Anyway, we love Tariq. The fans love Tariq. He's getting a lot of love on socials while that was playing. What do you boys love about him?
No, he's just a bubbly personality. Wants to do really well. He's enjoying himself at the moment. And, you know, he's got a close bond with Ivan Toney up top. And you can see that through the performances, the confidence that he's got at the moment.
Karleigh, can you believe he'd never played that position before?
No, you wouldn't think it. I was surprised when he said, you know, he'd only kind of played that once or twice when he was in the academy, because he just played with a real intelligence of that position. And it was fantastic to see. And I'm glad he got his chance and he's taken it as well.
Can you boys hear me, by the way? Because Brian Reamer is loud.
Yeah, we can hear it.
I don't know if you guys are picking Brian up behind us, but he is loud out there. Back to Tariq. He played, obviously, central on Saturday, Karleigh, but he was popping up all over the pitch, wasn't he? What do you think against this opposition today? Where will we be seeing him again?
I think it'll be similar. I think, you know, the rotation at the weekend helped that. The movement of the players and the triangles that were created helped doing that, and I think he'll do similar again. But it's nice to see, you know, as a winger, me and Gayle spoke about it before. When they come in those central positions, they can go both ways, and he's a clever footballer. So you know, it'll be much of the same, I think.
Where can we hurt them with him?
Well, we can hurt them just as he played last week. You know, in front of their back line. But also the benefit with him, he can drop a bit deeper as well and draw players towards him, which is going to create spaces for the other players in that midfield area.
Well, let's look at Millwall. Karleigh, as we mentioned at the top of the show, you did play for them lot as well as playing for us.
Yeah, a couple of times.
People talk about the Millwall way and the way they play. Is that true? Have they got a style? Like, because it's spoken about. When you joined, was it like, this is how we play, by the way?
I mean, it was. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a style, but there's certain things that, you know, as a club and as a fan base, they demand. And, you know, any Millwall team, anyone that plays for Millwall, they're going to be hardworking. They're going to be 100% committed. You know, they're going to be good footballers, but they're going to try and intimidate the opposition. You know, that's kind of the principles of the Millwall way. So they'll be a tough team. They'll never give up. No matter what it is, they'll never give up. And it will be a tough game.
I thought we were going to get hit with a ball.
I'm a bit uneasy up here, you know. Not a great position.
Did you like playing Millwall?
Yeah, I liked the challenge. I liked what the game brought. There was that, as you said, that intimidation as well, that factor, playing in front of their fans, especially at their place as well. So I kind of thrived on those sort of matches. It kind of brought the best out of you as well. But yeah, enjoyable games.
Well, Jed Wallace is their top scorer and also their top assist maker. He's got 9 goals and he's also got 5 assists. What kind of threat does he pose, Karleigh?
Listen, he'll be a threat. He can provide and he can score. He's got good movement. You know, so he'll be the player to kind of watch today. And we need to make sure we're aware of him. But if Brentford perform like they did last week, I think Millwall will be worrying a lot more about what Brentford are going to do than us necessarily worrying about what they're going to do.
It's going to be a tough day for any forward in that system that we're playing today if we are going to stick with it, because that centre forward or centre forwards will have a lot of, you know, ground to cover, particularly with Christian, the way he's playing.
In a game like this, Millwall, if we're being realistic, they ain't really got much to play for now. Is that first goal massive? Because I don't want to question the integrity of professional footballers. I would not for 1 second do that, obviously. But they could be forgiven, right, if they go 1-0 down, to maybe not give it their all to get back. It's been a long old season, isn't it? They'll be knackered, and they've probably got one eye on summer a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Or can you not get away with that for a Millwall player? Because I see your reaction there.
Yeah, I'm not sure you can get away with that as a Millwall player, to be honest. You know, they'll be committed either way. It's a London derby. It's a little bit different because there's no fans here. But if you pull that shirt on for Millwall, you've got no other option than to be 100% committed.
Did you ever get roasted?
Yeah, quite a few times, to be fair.
I thought you only had a few games for him as well.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Played 17 games, got 16 roasted, so yeah, it was all right.
Great debut, though, wasn't it?
Yeah,
you had
exactly.
a great debut. Shock Ambassador, another team we play against, 3 massive centre-halves we've got to face. Is it a different proposition, though, now? Because we've got that front 2 of Ivan and Marcus and Tariq playing just off him. Does it become a different enemy for us?
Not really. You know, they're still a decent side in terms of how they defend at times. They've got the height advantage, but we've got the movement, so that's going to, you know, benefit us greatly. We've got a lot of movement, and particularly down our wings as well with Roslev and Brian down either side. We've got great opportunities down there.
And you talk about that. So how do we do that? How do we need to drag those 3 centre-halves out? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think Ivan's movement is clever enough to drop off at times and leave Marcus up top to go and occupy whoever's through the middle of them. And that frees up a bit more space and a bit more time for players to arrive in that box.
Karleigh, how much impact will that result last week and the performance have on today's game, do you think?
I think it will have quite a lot. I think it will be a massive confidence booster. You know, I think the boys will be ready to perform at the same levels. So I think it will be really important.
I'm gonna push you for this. You know what I'm gonna ask.
What are you pushing now?
Well, you know I'm gonna ask for a score prediction, isn't I?
I'm going 2-0.
Going 2-0. Give me a score. So Ivan's going to get it.
I'm going Ivan for 2 goals today.
So he's going to break the record.
Yeah, I think he's going to do that today.
I love that. He scored his first goal, obviously, against these lot at the start of the season. There you go, little stat for you. Karleigh, what are you going?
I'm gonna go 3-1.
3-1.
Yeah, 3-1. And
Goal
I think
scorers?
I'm gonna go.
A comeback.
No. I'm gonna go Tariq, Pontus, and Ivan.
Wow.
Great Pontus.
I love that. And I love a London derby, and what a game we've got in store in the beautiful sunshine. This is going to be a top day. Remember, you've got a 10-minute little buffer to go over to iFollow to join Mark Burridge, Mick Cabell, and the Ambassador. You better start moving if you're going to make that in time.
Across the pitch.
got to get up there soon.
Said he's
Hopefully
hoping to
Marcus
get
will
at
make
half-time,
it
Stu.
by half-time. Lads, thanks for joining me. You have a little bit of banter that I missed there. Cheers, thanks very much. Don't worry about it. By the way, if you want a video message from these boys, they're on Memo if you want to get involved. 20 quid a pop. Anyway, today it's going to be a great game. London derby, hopefully 3 points in the bag. Come on, you bees. You Reds.